Alright, welcome back everyone. So in today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at Shopify, which in my opinion has the potential at the end of this year to 4x. Now, as with any stock prediction, it's somewhat of a guess, but the point I'm making here is that this stock has been oversold quite heavily. And I want to go into a deep dive as to what those reasons are. There's new information that's been provided by Shopify, so we'll be taking a look at that today. And so in this week's episode, I'm aiming for 86 thumbs up on this video. So hit that thumbs up right now and let's jump straight into the content. And so the time we're recording, Shopify is listed at $514. We can see in the past month alone, this stock has been on a decline. In fact, if we take a look at the 6-month period, back in mid-November, we were at 1.6k. Now we're all the way down at 514. Let's take a look as to why there's been such a sell-off and what's led from this dramatic rise to this dramatic plunge. And so on February the 16th, we had Shopify managing to top their earnings and revenue estimates for their December quarter. So that's quarter 4 of 2021. That included a record of $6.3 billion in global Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. Now there's been warnings that there'll be slower revenue growth ahead, and it looks to be a long time until earnings start to pick up again. And so just looking at Wall Street's expectations for 2022, we can see that their EPS is expected to half, but their sales increase 32%. They also expect the earnings to rebound 56%, which will be $5.03 per share. And that's not until 2023, but that'll still be below the earnings per share of 2021 at $6.41. Now, of course, we've got the likes of inflation and the reduction in customer spend. There's also an expectation of lower Q1 of 2022 revenue growth, but then peaking quarter 4 of 2022. Now, it's no surprise that with the likes of the pandemic, e-commerce and the tech industry as a whole absolutely took off. If you look at the likes of Zoom shares, they were sky high. And it's no different from Shopify that really benefited from individuals creating a lot of e-commerce websites, creating their own businesses. And as we see a life back to normality, we're seeing a reduction in the level of growth that we once saw during that period. So personally, I don't think it makes much sense to compare some of 2020 and early 2021 figures. I think what we want to look at, and it's the most crucial point here, is whether the company is growing on all the key metrics. So we're talking about the likes of revenue. Are they increasing their number of subscriptions? Do they have more users on their Shopify Plus compared to that of their basic online account? And so combined with the reduction in earnings per share, we can also see that Shopify is spending a lot more heavily. And their key area of investment, and I mentioned this in previous videos, but it's the Shopify Fulfilment network. Right now they are expanding in key US warehousing hubs, and their fulfillment service only operates in the US, which is a massive task to lay out and have it running continuously. Rolling out your own fulfillment network will absolutely lead to better quality control and eventually cost savings. The down risk is that Shopify is no longer being that of an asset-light model, but actually shifting to owning distribution centers, which is a lot more money hungry and inevitably holds high risk. So I'm on the Shopify site and taking a look at their fulfillment network, we can see that they're aiming for a 2-day delivery. Those that have a Shopify platform in the US, they're able to apply to actually use their fulfillment network. This is including the likes of returns and product storage. Understanding some of the benefits here, we've got the 2-day delivery, and so there's different fulfillments scattered all across the United States, and that is what is enabling these 2-day deliveries. In terms of the returns process, we can see that Shopify is able to inspect products, repackage any undamaged ones, and then update the inventory status on their Shopify page. But the fulfillment aspect of Shopify has always been lacking. They've had third-party providers that allow you to choose from. But to me, this always seemed like the missing piece and often most complex part that Shopify was naturally going to enter the space into. No doubt this is going to be very costly for Shopify, but we've got the likes of Amazon, very big players in the space. Shopify is very close behind. And if anyone's going to pull this off, then Shopify is the one to watch out for. We can see some of the reasons why this has led to Shopify building out their own fulfillment network with the likes of Cyber Monday. We've got Shopify users out there where their sales have increased 16x, but their fulfillment network has been able to handle those surges Keeping a delivery at 2 days is something that Shopify needs to do at scale, which is a lot harder than these one-off use cases. But it's very clear that Shopify has seen the limitations with third-party fulfillment providers, and so they're having to build out this infrastructure themselves. Just taking a look at some of the analyst ratings. So earnings per share, we can see Q1 of 2022. They have an estimate of $1.01. We're yet to see the actual value. And also we've got Q4 of 2021. This is when Shopify stated that prices are not going to be as great that they were in previous years, but still they beat the estimate, which was at 1.57. Their earnings per share was at $1.73. Looking at their quarterly earnings, we can see Q4 2021 got this large expenditure. No doubt most of this is coming from their fulfillment network, but they do have $1 billion held in cash that can help fund some of these large expenditures. Now, as I keep saying, Shopify has really nice numbers right now. It's unclear what the bottom is exactly, but if we take a look at the likes of March 2020 when we had a large drop off, that figure was at $416. Right now we're not far off that price, so we're getting closer to what potentially is looking to be a resistive figure. And then we have the potential to 3x to current values, and then who knows, even higher in the likes of late 2022, 2023. So let me know in the comments below what you think about Shopify. Are you planning on buying more shares into this company, or are you going to be staying away? New videos are posted each week. Thanks everyone for supporting this channel, and for anyone that's continued to subscribe, thanks for those new subscribers as well. And with that said, I'll catch you in the next one.
And if you could read my mind, will you make your way towards mine?